Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to show you how you can convert a WebP image to a JPEG. And if you're not familiar with GIMP, that's the software that we're going to be using to do this. It's free, it's open source, and you can download it and install it on your machine without any cost. It's supported solely by voluntary donations, and I have it open here, and I have the about screen open so that you can see this is the logo. That's what it looks like. And GIMP stands for GNU Image Manipulation Program. So a lot of times people want to know what GIMP stands for as far as software goes. It has another meaning in the English language. It's a term that you don't hear very often, but the software, that's what it means for the software. GNU Image Manipulation Program. So you can see that this is the website. If I were to click this, it would open the website, but I'm not going to open that. I'm just going to show you the URL. You can type this in your web address, or you can do a search for GIMP. It's not a .com address, it's a .org address. So GIMP.org, and if you want to put the www on the front, you can, but that's where you can get it, and you can download it and install it on your machine. Maybe one day I'll do a video on how to install GIMP on your machine, but it installs just like any other software that you install. But this program has the ability to convert a lot of different image types from one type to another, and it doesn't cost anything. It's supported by voluntary donations, so keep that in mind when you're using it. And if you need to get something quick and you don't want to jump through a bunch of hoops just to get the software going so that you can convert one image type to another, this one will do quite a bit of them. So I'm going to show you how easy it can be to convert a WebP image to a JPEG. So I'm going to click File, Open, and because I opened a file recently out of this same folder, GIMP's going to go right back to it on my machine. But I just wanted to show you, this is one of my t-shirt designs. It's a mock-up of one of my t-shirt designs, but if you look, the file extension is WebP. Now that's because the marketplace that has this image on it, all of the secondary images, the first image is I believe it's a JPEG or a PNG, but all of the secondary photos are loaded as you hover over them, and they're all WebP images. At any rate, when I open this, you're going to see that GIMP can handle it. It can open a WebP image. So now the question is, how do we save it as a JPEG? It's pretty easy. You just open it in GIMP, come up here to File, and then do Export As, or you can hit Control-Shift-E, but Export As, and then let's say I want to save it in the same place. Now, I don't know if this is default behavior or if it's something I set up, but all I have to do is just change the file extension to JPG, and GIMP is smart enough to figure out how to do that. However, you can come down here and you can click this drop down, and you'll see it's asking you, what do you want to save it as? And you can see all of these different image types that GIMP can understand. So if you scroll down through here until you find JPEG, there it is, JPEG, a JPEG image. You can select that as the file type that you want to save this image as, and then you wouldn't have to type the file extension up here. But I think it's the default, but just to make you aware, just in case it's not saving right, and if you want to save a JPEG as a WebP, it looks like you can do that. because it knows how to save them as WebPs. So that's just a little, if you leave this at by extension, right? If you leave that selected the way it is, then all you have to do is just type in the .jpeg up here or .jpg. You can save it under either one. I'll demonstrate that. Let's save it as a JPG file first. So now when you hit export, you get this box, this dialog box. You can adjust how high you want the quality to go. The documentation, if I remember right, 95. Actually, never mind. I think I'm thinking about a different software, but you can adjust the quality at any rate. Let's say you're exporting this for the internet. You might want to take this down a little bit so the file size is smaller. You can set the smoothing. You can change all kinds of stuff on this. I won't get into all of it, but you can do a lot of different things by changing these settings. So that is, and you can even put, comments in your metadata if you want. So then you just click export after I just leave, most of these I leave set to the defaults and just export it. And then you'll see now when I go to open this file, now there is a JPEG in there. There's a JPG file in there. It's 91.6 kilobytes, 750 by 1000 pixels, has one layer. Now, just to demonstrate how you can save more than one, some JPEGs have a different file extension than other ones. So if you do that same, let's do that same thing. We'll file export as, and we will change this file extension to JPEG. That's where JPEG comes from. You'll see that it's going to save a different file, but it's going to also be a JPEG. So I get the same dialog box, and then I export it. And when it's done, you'll see down here that the export worked. And when it's done, let's see if I go in there and try to open a file. See, now I have 3. They're all the same image, they're just different file formats. So that's how easy it is. I mean, the thing to keep in mind is when you're using GIMP, it's kind of like Photoshop in the sense that it uses its own file extension for its projects. So if I wanted to save this image as a different file type, I can't just, and even if I wanted to save it as a GIMP file, that's not a file type that's an image file type, that's a source file type. So you can't just come up here and go file save as. I mean, you can, but it's not going to give you an image, it's going to give you a GIMP file. So if I click save as, and then I'm going to go to that directory here. Let me navigate to the directory we were just in. So now you'll see here it's trying to save it with an XCF extension. Well, that's basically GIMP's file extension. So just to let you know, you can't just file save as like you do a lot of other documents. You have to export it as the file type that you want. Now we have 4 files in there. They're all called the same thing, but one is a GIMP source file, and then there's 3 images in there. So that's kind of a quick video on how to solve your issue if you're looking for a way to convert WebP files into JPEGs. You can do it with GIMP. I hope that helps, and thanks for watching.